Mariluz Cook here, joined by the 2020 preseason MVP, Jacob Davison of Eastern Washington. Jacob, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Jacob, you were a unanimous preseason selection. What does that mean to you?
It's a huge honor. I'm very honored just to be nominated for this, but it doesn't really mean anything. It's the preseason honors, so it just means I have to go out and prove it.
Right. So what does that look like? Balancing, celebrating and being honored by this preseason award, but knowing that there's still work to be done.
It's more of motivation. It just motivates me to keep working hard and just work more, just to prove that I am a Big Sky MVP.
Now, you say motivation. Is there also any extra pressure that comes along with this award, do you feel?
I'm sure there is. I don't really look at it like that. I just kind of like to look at one game at a time or what's in front of me, rather than trying to get too focused on a bigger picture. So with that, there probably is some pressure. I just don't like to look at it or notice it.
All right, so you talk about looking at one game at a time. Obviously, this schedule is a bit unconventional, different from what we've seen in the past, obviously. Is there a particular game or trip that you're most looking forward to?
UNLV is going to be a fun one. Not a lot of people know this, but my entire family's from Vegas. So I know there's not going to be really fans there, but it'll just be nice to be in my parents' hometown and get to play at UNLV.
That's very special. I'm so glad to hear that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So now Eastern Washington does have the most returning starters out of any other team in the Big Sky Conference. Does that give you guys any extra confidence heading into the season?
Yeah, I think so. Just because we have most of our guys coming back, like you said, we just lost Mason and Tyler Kidd. But it just makes it a lot easier, especially in the beginning of the season, and especially now with how the pandemic happened and how we weren't really able to have a summer workout. It's helped us a lot just because we have a lot of older guys that have been through a year already at least, and they help the freshmen kind of come along. And it also shows like we just are meshing a lot better together just because we have played together for so long.
Right now, you did mention the summer, and obviously things were unconventional in the off season. I know that you're from Long Beach and things were pretty shut down over there. How did that affect the way that you prepared for this season?
Yeah, it definitely was shut down in that area. It made it a little difficult. I wasn't really able to get like workouts in or lifting in or anything like that. I did all the stuff I could at home, and when I was able to get into gyms here and there, I took advantage of it. But right when we got the okay to come back to Eastern and we were able to get in the gyms here and start working out, I booked my flight and I was back.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
So now looking back, last season obviously was cut short so abruptly in Boise, and you guys were the regular season champions. I know that you've said that you feel that you guys have a bit of a target on your back every season. Heading into this season, having that in mind, do you have any extra fuel because of being the regular season champion, or what's your mindset heading into this season?
Yeah, I definitely think we have a little bit of extra fuel in our tank because of that. Just because last year we were Big Sky champs, and we weren't able to prove it in the tournament, and so I feel like we felt a little cheated, and so we're kind of ready to show that we were there for a reason, we won it for a reason, and we're here to stay.
Right, and it's special that although you are missing some of those two key players that you mentioned, it's nice that so many of you are still together and that you get to on this journey together. I'm sure that makes
it's huge.
Yeah,
huge.
It's got to be. So now, with this being your 4th year in the program, you understand what you're doing. What are your individual goals and what are your team goals this season?
So it's actually my 5th year in the program.
Oh, right.
I registered. Yeah.
Yep, sorry.
4th year playing. No, you're good.
Yeah.
I just
Thank you for the correction. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. So our team goal obviously is to win the Big Sky again and defend our title. I have individual goals. I don't really like to verbalize them. I like to just keep them in my mind just because it's something that I get to work on and something that I get to strive for. And So I do have some goals. I'm excited to see if I can achieve all of them. And the team ones though are big. We want to win we want to win at least 20 games, and then we want to win the Big Sky again.
All right. So, you are, again, 5 years is what you said, and you're senior. How do you feel that your team is looking at you differently this season as opposed to when you were a freshman?
It's actually funny. I've talked to my coaches a lot about this because I remember coming in and being the youngest guy on the team and being yelled at by all the older guys. And now it's completely reversed. I'm the oldest one on the team. I'm the one that has to do all the yelling. And it's just very, like, it was weird at first. I'm getting used to it now and everything, but it definitely was an adjustment. And I think it's going really well. I think we all have respect for each other on the team. We all respect from senior to freshman to managers. We respect each other, and so I think it's going really well.
That's good. Glad to hear that. Now,
Thank you.
Looking back, your freshman year, and I guess not being that guy doing the yelling, not having to do the yelling. What would you say is the greatest lesson that you've learned that you're taking with you into this upcoming season?
From freshman year, or just from my time at Eastern?
Well, we'll do your entire time at Eastern. What's the greatest lesson you've learned that you're taking with you into this upcoming season?
One thing that I've definitely taken into this upcoming season and just in general is situational leadership. So it's something that I didn't really know about because I kind of had coaches growing up that were it was their way. You had to do it exactly how they wanted. And whether they liked it or not, that's just what happened. And so when I got to college and I played for Legs understood like each player is going to be like they can't be talked to the same way. And so I started learning that from Legs, and as I started to become a leader, Legs started to kind of help me along with that and teach me like little things of how to talk to players, and when to yell and when not to yell and when to get upset and when not to be upset. And so I think that's the biggest thing I've learned while at Eastern.
That's definitely key. Very important. Glad that you're able to learn that from him. And then what would you say to these freshmen who are coming on, the younger guys? What piece of advice can you give to them, being someone that's had so much experience now?
It's something that normally happens is freshmen come in and kind of take their freshman year lightly just because it's the new transition and stuff. And that's what I did. I'm not gonna lie about it. I redshirted and I could have worked harder. And so that's one thing I would just tell them is like, don't take any days off. Like use every single day to your advantage. And I think that's all I got from, honestly. Like that's a pretty big important one. So.
Absolutely. Now, you say that you came in and you could have worked harder. Okay. So now you have, unanimous selection, Big Sky preseason MVP. When did that mindset shift happen for you?
I'd probably say after my first year playing. I'd worked hard my freshman year of playing and stuff, and I would come in early and get shots up, but it really switched probably going into my sophomore year.
Okay. Well, great to hear. Congratulations again, Jacob, on this honor, and best of luck in this upcoming season.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.